Hi guys, it's Brittany here at Miss Glamour Girl 1992. Welcome to my channel, live once again in my room. Today I'm coming to you guys with a new journey that I'm embarking on, and that is corset training. Yay! Okay, so I have been researching corset training for months now, and I was really wanting to do it, but then I was starting school and got classes and I was doing my fitness and I just was kind of, maybe I won't do it anymore. But then I got back and I started researching and I started seeing new videos from new women that were doing it, such as The Real Cali's Finest, Gambian Beauty 101, and Miss Bossy Live, who are definitely trailblazing this corset training here in the natural hair and beauty community on YouTube. So I definitely got re-inspired and I started started looking at a few companies, and I found one called Orchard Corset, and I decided to contact them and kind of see if they had any YouTubers that they were sponsoring, or if they wanted to sponsor any YouTubers. Since I was in the business for corset training and they're in the business of corsets, I definitely thought it would be beneficial to contact them and at least ask. The worst answer you can get is no. So I asked and they agreed to sponsor my corset journey. So first things first, Orchard Corset, which as you see here, Orchard Corset is based out of Washington State, and they are an authentic corset company. They make corsets, they sell corsets, and they're pretty much just taking over the corset industry right now. Their professionalism is excellent, and really they are, you would think they're this humongous company, you got your, people that you can't approach or anything like that, but if you watch their videos, they're so touchable, they're so likable. The owner Jeff and Sherry, the marketing director, they are so nice. Like, I literally was watching videos and just like, I want to hug them because they're just so, they're so touchable to have such a professional company. So I actually received my corset in 4 days, and just so you guys know, I live in Florida, they're in Washington. For me to get a corset in 4 days, that's excellent shipping, and the shipping is free. So let me go ahead and show you guys my corset. This is how I actually store my corset. I hang it just on a hanger by the strings, by the laces, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off the hanger. Now this corset is the CS-426, and it is a long line corset. It's 13.5 inches in the front, 12 on the sides, and 13 in the back. And it is an authentic steel bone corset. So it has steel boning. I'm just gonna close the bust so I can show you. I'm gonna turn my fan on too because it's kind of hot in here. So this is what the corset looks like. And my corset is a 28-inch corset. When ordering your corset, you want to choose something that is 4 to 6 inches smaller than your natural, the smallest part of your natural waist. So I chose 28 because my natural waist is about 33, 32. So this is what it looks like. And in the front here, you have your busks. This is called your busk. And then you have your steel, spiral steel bones, and your flat steel bones, such as this one here. These are called grommets, which are just around the holes for the laces, and these are the laces in the back. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and go on the inside so you guys can see a little bit more. Now on the inside of the corset, you have your modesty panel, which goes right behind the laces for when you wear your corset, if you have it on with a shirt, or if you don't have it on with a shirt, this is just, to keep it covered. And on the inside, there is excellent reinforcement. It's cotton reinforcement, and the outside is satin. Okay, so I guess I can go ahead and show you guys how I put it on. Now, I'm gonna have to be looking at my camera a little bit so I can get the corset on all the way, just so you guys can see. This is my natural waist. Okay. What it looks like. Got a little back flap back there. Getting rid of it, don't worry. So yeah, this is what my natural waist looks like. And this is the smallest part of my waist, which measures at Let's see. Oops. That's about 32.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the corset. And I'm putting it on over my shirt. And once I get it on, I'll probably just pull my pants down and put it on top of it, just so you guys can see. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure that your corset is completely unlaced. If you are just now getting it in the mail, it's going to be just like this, but the busts will be closed. So what you want to do, make sure it's the right way up. As you can see, mine's upside down, so I'm just going to turn it and put it around my back. Now, this is honestly probably the hardest part of the corset, is just getting the busts closed. If you have it too tight, they probably will be really, really hard to put on. So you want to make sure that it is all the way open. So just pull down my shirt, make sure it's in the right position. And here in the back, you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is making sure my modesty panel is flat on my back, which is right here. This is the modesty panel. And I'm going to start by pulling these 2 strings here on the side. I keep saying strings, but they're laces. I'm just going to pull them out just to kind of get to a nice gripped area in the corset. Start really lacing it up. Now keep in mind, you want to keep your modesty panel flat when you're lacing it, just for a nice sleek look and so you don't mess up your corset. You want to pull both strings. And just so you guys know, this corset is actually a little, not big, but I'm going to be done with it probably by the end of the week. You want to make sure the back flap is flat, okay? And you want to keep pulling until you get really, really tight, to the point where you can start tightening it even more. And if you want to, if you notice, I'm going to be pulling up the bottom laces, and I'm going to be pulling down the top laces. Okay? Now one thing you'll want you to notice now, as you can see, the top of my corset is closing in a little bit smaller, a lot smaller than the bottom. You want there to be a straight line. So if your top is closing in too small, then you need to let it out and make sure that they're even so that you don't mess up your corset. Okay? If you're having trouble tightening, you can easily go from your laces. As you can see, these laces are loose. You just want to pull them up. So that you can tighten it to the best of your ability. Okay, I'm going to flatten out the modesty panel here. Okay. Now I'm going to pull down. Pull it up. And I think I'm at a good size now. Okay? Broke a little sweat there. But this is a really nice size for me. Comfortable size. And as you can see, it's pretty straight. Tighten a little bit more. just going to tie it. And I'm going to bring it around the front, and I'm going to be doing this loosely because I don't want it to mess up the fabric on the outside. So it's important that you don't tie it too tight if you do decide to wrap it around the front. And voila! So this is how my corset looks. And there you go. Now for me personally, when wearing it, I like to put an extra sports bra on top because I'm already kind of top heavy and I don't want it to be like spilling over and looking weird. So I'm just going to put an extra sports bra on top of it just to kind of tone it down. Just a little bit. So just a little extra coverage. And I'm going to put my shirt on so you guys can see how it looks with clothing on top. And there you go. This is it. So I will definitely be wearing this. I actually have class in a few hours, and I'll probably be wearing this to class underneath my scrubs. So we'll see how that looks. I'll probably post a picture on Instagram if you don't follow me on Instagram. This is my initial review. I actually slept in this last night, and I find that sleeping in it, I didn't even know I was wearing it. Because you're asleep, you really, unless it's aggravating you, you probably won't notice you're wearing it. I slept all the way through the night, so I slept in it for like 9 hours, and it was fine. I find that laying down it's easier to breathe. I don't really have trouble breathing standing up either, but when I'm laying down, it's almost like I don't have it on. The biggest problem I had was driving in it. I'm going to sit down to kind of show you guys, but the biggest problem I had was driving, because when you're driving, you're kind of sitting up like this, and if you're turning and you're, you know, turning the wheel or whatever, you can't really move like you normally would move because you can't just, you know, rock side to side or whatever. But that's pretty much the only problem I have. Sitting, you're just going to end up sitting up straight, pretty much like that. And it's really comfortable because you have steel bones, so you can pretty much just sit there and like take a nap or whatever. But that's kind of how it feels. You get used to it after about an hour or so. When you first put it on, it's probably the most uncomfortable thing you've ever put on in your life, because you're like, whoa, I can't really, you know, whew, you know, you can't really move around like you would normally move. But eventually you get used to it, you know, you breathe. My biggest problem, honestly, is my boobs, because they're just sitting up here, and it's like, Lord Jesus. So it's kind of weird, but I actually just bought some of those shirts today, and I really like how they fit with, you know, the boobage and the waist and everything else. So yeah, that's pretty much my intro to my corset journey. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching the videos that I post on it. You feel free to ask questions below, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.